update, and I'm so excited.
How are you feeling, Agnes?
Great, like, no, it's so good. So we have been working on this update
One
for,
sec, I gotta
for quite
open
long,
chat up,
and we're
guys.
like, we can't wait to tell everyone, and now we just announced it, and it feels
It's so we're
amazing.
actually getting our first live look at some reactions.
Oh,
Forget about the squid. We got the cave update.
Okay, that's very cute.
so cute.
I think it was very shocking.
mobs
I
are
don't even think
very,
Mojang
very
was expecting the squid to win.
This year we asked some of our communities
Because when they were announcing it, they seemed a little surprised.
The show. This first question definitely feels like something everyone wants to know.
Mi pregunta es, ¿por qué se han
No, I don't
tardado
wanna see
tanto en
this.
actualizar las cuevas
I don't
y
wanna see
cuándo
that.
llegarán? En verdad que hemos estado
And
Let's
that
get to the
pillar is a
content.
lot about like adding variation to the underground and like contrast.
Hopefully the
to, like,
audio's not too
inspire
loud.
Players to like craft their own underground adventures and build underground. And one thing we have done
Can you
to,
guys
like,
hear it? Are we
fulfill this
good?
pillar is that we have added new cave biomes, and one of them is
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna
Lush
turn.
caves.
Guys, trust me. I'm gonna talk about the blocks and stuff. Probably tomorrow. This is probably one of my favorite things that really not a lot of people are talking about is sort of the entrance to these caves. How it's like a little Easter egg, like an entrance that leads to the Lush caves. Really cool. Very creative. I love it. So right here, guys, this is something that I'm actually going to talk about tomorrow, but I do want to point out a couple things. So the first thing is, yes, we do have grass carpet coming, or grass. It's like carpet but grass, right? So we have that. That's coming. It's right at the very bottom. You can see near the gravel. So if you've been asking for a grass carpet, that's actually coming. But you have to admit, this is probably one of the the most beautiful biomes in Minecraft. Yeah, we got vines and we got, I think they said this is like new fruit. But in my opinion, this is like one of the most beautiful biomes in Minecraft. The Lush caves. Yeah, moss. Okay, yeah. I was calling it grass, like grass carpet. Grass carpet. Moss, okay. Moss is coming. I don't know if they saw that during the Hightail trailer, but like Hightail had the moss. I was like, oh my gosh, I pointed it out. So now Minecraft has moss coming, so that's pretty cool. It's moss! You don't have to scream at me, goodness gracious. Oh, here's something else, right? And they didn't actually talk about quite a few of these new vegetation, new plants. So if you look at the very back, y'all, the very back where I'm like pointing, you can see that dirt is growing off from the roof, and you can see these little roots right there. You see that? I don't know if I can zoom in. Can I zoom in? View. No, I can't zoom in. But I'm pretty sure you guys can see it. If you can't, then like, I don't know, maybe you can zoom in on your phone or your computer. So we got this little, like, this dirt block that's growing from the roof. And you can see, like, roots as well growing from the roof as well, the dirt. So you got that. This flower thing, I'm not sure what that is, though. I have no idea if they talked about this or not. But I don't really know what this thing is right here. That flower on the roof. Hello, what up, Daz? I'm reading chat from my phone, by the way. What up, Connor? Like, okay, actually, that was a better look because they zoomed in a little bit. Oh, there's the flower I'm talking about. There's the flower. So you got a flower that grows from the roof of the cave. And then you got the vines. But let me back up just like a second. A second, not even. All right, so that's probably, gosh, I keep messing up. All of this happens within like milliseconds. All of this happens really fast. Right there. Okay, so that's probably the best look that we're gonna get. I'm gonna go ahead and screenshot this as well. That's probably the best look we're gonna get at the roots. So roots are coming. On top of moss, we're getting moss as well. The biome is made for a goddess. Wow, actually, I just realized that. Look at this, guys. You can only notice this if you, like, pause the video, like, repeatedly. Like, if you just continuously... There, right there. There's an entrance. Like, there's an opening. Right there at the top, there's an opening that leads to the Lush biome. This Lush cave, I mean. So this is right here, like, on the left side, this is the outside. It's not inside, it's outside. And it's leading to the inside of the Lush cave, right down there. This is very beautiful. Like, that's... Wow. This is probably going to be one of the more popular biomes that's coming, for sure. I'm really mad because the useless mob won again. What up, Max Powers? Hey, Sasha. 1 second, guys. I'm gonna see if I can put chat. Streamlabs. Hopefully you guys don't see my password. If so, RIP stealth. RIP stealth. Alert box. Where's the chat at? 1 second, guys. 1 second. Chat box. I probably should do this later, honestly. Oh well. Oh well, chat. Hello, what up? I wanted the glow squid to come anyways. No, not because of some YouTuber.
It's so beautiful. It doesn't feel cave-like.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to make sure that.
Do you guys need me to turn it up some, or can you hear it?
The original caves, you know, they're pretty much the same. There's not much variation in terms of vegetation or different features inside of it. So for this, we wanted something which is a bit more like light and lush and actually has vegetation. And I mean, I think it looks amazing.
It's gorgeous. What was the inspiration behind it?
So we were thinking about, okay, so how should it feel when you are in a lush cave? And we wanted to be like, so you feel like very tiny inside like a big garden or big forest. So like when you look up, it's actually like vegetation.
I'm really glad. Like, first of all, I'm like very happy that Mojang actually listened to us. Can we just applaud Mojang for that, for starters? That they actually did listen to the community. Because I think a lot of people, and you know who you are, but a lot of people assumed that the next update was the end update. I was a little scared myself. In my heart, though, I was hoping that it was a cave update. But a lot of people were, like, saying it's going to be the end update. And, I think this did surprise a lot of people. Like, the caves and cliffs definitely shocked a lot of people. Stop worrying about the mob vote, guys. Don't care about the cave update or what. I think people will be upset about it for a while, because even I, like when Phantoms won, I was a little salty for a while. I wasn't really angry, but I was definitely a little salty because I think when you want something for the game, like especially when it comes to a mob, you feel like your mob has the most to offer, and you know, it's like losing a game. Like if you lose a game, you're probably not going to feel good about it, but I think all the mobs have something interesting to offer, and especially if like I look at it this way. It seemed like when they announced that the glow squid was winning, it seemed like it really surprised the developers in a good way. Because the first thing Lady Agnes said, or one of the first things she said, was like, "Ooh, I can't wait to see glow squids in the caves," or something like that. So she's already planning ahead and like already thinking about where to add them and possibly other things related to the glow squid. So I'm actually happy that they seem happy about the choice, if that makes sense. I don't know. But I think Archaeology gang, like, I understand. I understand where you guys are coming from. I get it.
Vegetation around you. And one source of inspiration we had is actually a Swedish painter called John Bauer. Because in his
Moblum got
paintings, it's
disrespected,
always,
that's for sure.
or often at least, like a
Hey,
tiny
Archaeology
character,
gang, at least
and
you're
then
not the Moblum
it's like
gang,
a huge
okay?
forest, and you see like the bottom of the trees because the vegetation is like so big compared to the character.
And you're adding so many new plants in the Lush caves.
Yes, so I don't know if you saw, but there was this new tree that was actually above on the overworld, and this is called an azalea.
1 second, I need to read this. Okay, so this is actually a really nice picture. So that flower we were talking about earlier, I really should make this a video, like, what am I doing? So that flower we were talking about earlier that grows from the top is called a spore blossom. So that, like, beautiful flower, that big one, it's called a spore blossom. And it opens up as well. It's closed and then open, attached to ceiling, emits particles. Ooh. I'm gonna screenshot this as well. We got a lot of things to talk about. These next few days, y'all. We got a lot to talk about. Learning so much. You guys pointed out earlier as well the glowberries, right? So those long vines hanging from the roof as well. They're called glowberries. I support the glow squid. The azaleas. That's that small little tree that we saw earlier, the azaleas. Let me see if I can go back to it really quick. Bam, right there. The azaleas right there. And I think they come in different colors. I think there was an orange one earlier. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm hallucinating. Alright, so we got the azaleas. What else do we got? There's so much vegetation. We got the vines. Or, not the vines. We got the moss, so that's a new type of carpet. Grassy carpet that's coming. We got moss, which I'm actually really excited about that. Axolotls are just water dogs. Yeah, I didn't get to the dirt yet. I haven't gotten to the dirt yet.
It'll be easy to spot for players, and if you actually find this and start going down its roots,
yeah, I don't know. So I think some people are actually angry, and I don't see, like, I don't.
You know, there are certain landmarks which will allow you to understand what you're doing.
At the end of the day, they're adding more content, so that's the good thing. Like, we're all winners.
Spore blossom.
Technically,
and it's that you maybe saw
we're getting more
it's
content.
A big pink flower that you find in the roof of the Lush cave, and it will drip particles from that flower.
What up,
But it
Senjai?
will also actually feel like a big volume around.
It's a little bit more
with
difficult
particles.
for me to read
it's
chat
similar
right
to
now
the particles
because,
that we
like, I don't
added
want
to the
chat
nether
on the
biomes
screen,
in the nether
if that
update.
makes sense.
But the cool thing here is
So I'm, like,
that you
reading
can
through my
move the
phone.
flower if you want to and get these particles anywhere you want in your world. So you can actually be very creative with that.
That's so awesome. And it's The Lush caves have a real glow to them.
Why are you
from
reading
one
our
of the
comments
plants.
off your phone?
Yes.
Because I don't have a
So
dual monitor, bro.
there are vines
cool?
in the in the Lush caves, and they have
I could put chat
glowberries
like
on
right
them,
on
and
the
these are
screen if I
actually a
wanted
light
to. I
source.
just haven't.
You can also pick them and eat them if you want to.
Nice.
Yes. And another plant we actually have is the drip leaf plant. And you could actually see that they can kind of grow from like water or anywhere else. And they grow quite tall, but they have like a little plant on the top that you can actually hop onto.
This is going to be an
So
awesome update.
the idea of the mechanic behind it is that the leaf will actually tilt down when you stand on it too long. So this will actually make you fall through. However, after a few seconds, it'll come back
Alright, let's
up.
get to more
so
of
it's
the
kind of
caves.
this like
The drip
platforming
leaf
block
plant
that
is pretty
allows you
cool,
to just,
but
you know, continue
Splitting the update section into two at the beginning and towards the end of the show. It's amazing.
nobody's going to care
Yeah,
about
it's
the
exciting.
mountains.
You've also worked on
getting
improving the
updated.
cave generation.
Yes.
All right, let's pause right now. Let's look at this. Because it's like, sometimes when like the clip is going on, and you got adrenaline and energy and just excitement, like it's hard to notice all the details. So the first thing I've actually noticed about this is how there's like cave openings now. You guys see that? There's like little gaps with light coming down to show the size of the cave, right? It shows the depth and the size of the cave. So I think this means that there's going to be multiple ways to enter a cave now. Whereas in the past with the world generation, usually there's either one entrance or no entrance, right? But now it looks like there's multiple ways to enter a cave. And I think that's pretty cool. Something that's easily overlooked if you're just watching a video, but I think that's really awesome now, right? We got at least 1, 2, looks like 2 entrances. Maybe even more.
So as you can see here, I mean, this is drastically different to what caves used to look like. And there's definitely still the old style of caves, but we wanted to make sure that there was much more variety in the sort of caves and the shapes and the sizes you could get. And even here, you can see that there's some water underground.
Yes. So we actually added something we call local water
This
levels.
is really big.
So in
This
one
is
cave,
actually
you
a big
might
deal.
find like a cable.
Right? The reason this is a big deal, and like, this is another thing that we could make a video on. And I'm still probably going to make videos on all of these things. But the reason this is like a big deal is because, like, in a sense,
water underground.
This is like a new biome. Having a cave, like having like, I don't even know what you want to call it. A pond in the cave? Its own water biome in the cave?
Yes. So we actually added something we call local water.
Like, all of this right here is, in my opinion, is like a new biome. Having essentially an ocean in a cave. Clearly, there's not much going on here, and I have a feeling that this is all, you know, this is purely just for, just like to showcase, but
levels. So in one cave you might find like a cave lake, and another cave might not have that one. And this also means that we get naturally generated water.
Whoa, 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 hold up. That was actually a better look. Look at that. Right there. Look at all... Look at... Okay, so there is another entrance down to the cave. Like, all of this right here is hard to see. But if you follow where my mouse is, like, all of this is an entrance to the cave at the very top.
Generated waterfalls, which is so pretty. And it also kind of gives like new ways to traverse the underground.
Wow. I'm sorry I have to keep pausing, but because everything is moving so fast.
New ways to traverse the underground. You can actually
Wow.
go cave rafting.
Yeah,
That's
so you'll
not-
see in a bit that our
Just
player
look at
here
all
will
the layers.
actually
Oh my
use a
gosh,
boat.
that's such a cool... Look at this view right here, though.
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
you'll
pause
see
it
in a
like
bit
right,
that,
right there. Right there, guys. This has to be one of the best looks at the cave system, the cave generation system, that's available right now. I'm gonna screenshot this. This is probably like the best look we're gonna get at caves. And the generation, at least, of caves. Just look at the scale. Look at the size of this. I've never seen a cave this size before. In the overworld. It's huge. You can see how far back it goes. Like, it keeps going and going, right? I really can't tell where it ends. Like, you can't really tell where it ends, but you can see how far back it goes thanks to these columns right here. So these columns really help in determining the distance, the depth of this cave. But you can tell it just keeps going back and back. Like, this is huge. This is probably a lot larger than a lot of people were anticipating. This is a really, really big cave. It's a cave within a cave within a cave. Hey, Stealth, did you see the roots? Yeah, we talked about that like 10 minutes ago. Yeah.
a player here will actually use a boat to raft. And that is just such an exciting...
Wow, okay, here's another look. Whoa! That goes even further back. Look how far back... That's at least, man. That's at least 150 blocks, maybe 200 blocks back. That I can see from here. Like, I'm sure someone could probably count every single, maybe, I don't know, gauge the distance with the boat and then per block and figure out how many blocks. But I'm imagining that's a couple of hundred blocks, maybe 200 blocks, at least. This is big. Like, this is like one of the biggest things. Like, wow.
Opportunity to be able to traverse the caves in a very different way.
Here's a better look. Oh, we just had a better look. It happened so fast, like I have to be on the pause button, guys.
Traverse the caves
I have
in a very
to be
different way.
right there. Another thing that I like, and it almost reminds me of Soul Sand Valley in a way, with the columns, how they like go from the ceiling all the way down to the bottom of the water. I don't want to call it an ocean because I don't think it's an ocean. It's just like water. But this gives you a better look at how big these caves are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's like, this pillar right here is about 25, 30 blocks tall, right? This pillar right here. It's like close to 30 blocks tall. So that gives you an idea for the amount of space you have. Like, I think, to be honest, from what I get from this, they want people to live in the caves. Like, they want people to build homes in the caves. Which is really exciting. Like, they want people to live in the caves. Based off of the scale. Like, based off of the size of this right here. Why aren't the moderators doing their jobs at banning toxic people in the chat? Do we have any moderators in chat right now?
Used to.
Yeah, we were playtesting, and then one of the devs like, look at this, it's so fun.
Okay, this goes back to what we were talking about earlier with the openings to the caves, right? We were literally just talking about this, not even 5 minutes ago. So they introduced. This is another new feature that they didn't really talk about.
And then one of the devs.
It's like they're giving you multiple ways to enter a cave now. So that in and of itself is a new feature, right? There's new access points. There's new ways to, right there. This is it. It's a brand new way to enter a cave. And some of you guys might be like, no, it's not new, but technically it is, because this is part of the world generation. This is what they're trying to be able to generate across Java and Bedrock. They want this to be a, they want you to be able to enter caves this way. Just me? I'm the only moderator? I'm the only moderator.
So fun, and all of us just started to go with the boat on the waterfall. It was a lot of fun.
Wow. Look at that. Remember how we were talking about earlier? Like that roof was probably 30, 40 blocks? This is at least 50 or 60 blocks. Right here. This is like 60, maybe even more blocks. Like this is huge. The ceiling to the base, this is big. You could build like a mansion. You could build a castle in here. It's that big. Hello, welcome to the stream, guys. What's gonna happen to dungeons, BTW? They did a segment on that. They're introducing a mountain DLC, and then they have plans for the future. There's 3 other DLCs that they like slightly discussed. So they're introducing a ocean, a water themed DLC for dungeons. They're introducing a nether themed DLC for dungeons, as well as an end themed dungeons DLC. So this is another good picture of the scale, of the size of caves. Like I said, they don't really talk about it, so we have to like sort of freeze the frame. We have to like stop it, stop the video in order to like gauge what else they haven't really showcased or talked about, which ultimately like they only talked about a few features.
So another thing to note here is that you could see that a lot of the ores were actually glowing. This is just for preview purposes.
I want to go back.
So another thing to note here is that you could see that a lot of the ores were actually
right there. I'm wondering, is this like a new biome? I'm gonna let you guys speculate. Do you feel like this is a new biome right here? I only wonder because like you see all these pillars, and I don't know if these pillars are gonna be in every single biome. Like I don't know. Could this possibly be a new biome that they haven't really talked about? Because we keep seeing these pillars, and are they doing that to make it more realistic, or is this a new biome? I don't know. Probably just more realistic, I guess. You just want vertical slabs? Hi, Tail.
This is just for preview purposes. Ores aren't going to glow now. It's just that the caves tend to be quite dark, and we want to make sure that players can see the shapes of the
new
cave.
Generation. I got you.
Now,
yeah, that makes sense.
Will that only be for the like normal caves, or will this run across all of the new cave biomes?
Yeah, so the really cool thing is that like the new cave shapes and sizes is completely independent from the new biomes.
You see, okay, I love that she says that. I love that she says that, because she didn't have to say that and then we all be confused, right? I love that Lady Agnes just said that. So this is like these biomes that we're saying, or not these biomes, but this generation that we're saying will apply to all the new cave biomes that we're getting. So like right here, this scaling and this level of like generation, I guess, applies to all the other new cave biomes that we're getting. Not just cave, right? All the caves. The Lush caves, that deep dark, whatever the name of that cave is, the one with the Warden.
are the like normal caves, or will this run across all?
Yeah, I'm
of
really
the
happy you
cave
should mention that.
biomes?
Yeah, so the really cool thing is that like the new cave shapes and sizes is completely independent from the new biomes. So that means that we have so much variation. Because for example, a lush cave can, for example, generate, you know, in a super
What
narrow
will the
tunnel.
Warden drop? I don't
but
think
it can
they've
also
talked about
generate
that yet.
like a huge cavern, and that creates completely different atmospheres, but it's still the same biome. So we're really gonna have
What a
lots of variation
beautiful
underground
looking
now.
cave.
You've been
Oh my
calling
gosh, I
two
can't
of
wait.
the different cave types spaghetti and Swiss cheese. Like that's how varied the caves could be.
Yes, I mean, there are so many different variables for how the variation works, and I mean,
Welcome
it has
to the
even
stream,
more
by the way, guys.
variation
Welcome
than
to the stream.
overworld itself. It's just crazy.
It's a lot. Yeah, some of the caves, for example, have really cool pillars, and some are more like flat, some are tall. Lots of variation.
Very nice. And you have another new cave biome to show us.
Yes, so we have the Dripstone Caves biome. And
Alright, you guys
whenever
already
I
know I'm
think
about to pause
the idea
this.
of a cave update,
You already know, Chief. I'm about to pause it. I don't think we see anything really new here. But it does give you a sense for how big these caves are.
the image of stalagmites and stalactites comes into my head. But adding these...
This looks like a very dangerous biome to be in. Like, I'm just gonna throw that out.
difficult, you know, it's a very unique shape that Minecraft isn't really accustomed to, but I think the way that the artist...
What is that? Okay, time out. This is a new block. Wait. Is that a new block? I think it is. What is that? What is this block right here, guys? The one I'm pointing at right now. That my mouse is at. What is that? This one right here. You see it actually right here too. What is that block? Does this like have they... One second, let me check the notes. Let me check the notes really quick. Documents, download. What's that thing? Stalagmite, stalactite, spiky. Players will also be able to find... No, they didn't mention that. Stalactites that drip water can be used to fill cauldrons. To fill cauldrons. Interesting. There's a lot I gotta go over, guys. Holy cow. We'll be talking about this for days. That's a new block. It's a new block. And I wish we had a better look, to be honest. Let me screenshot this. Ooh. I wish we had a better look at this, to be honest. Like, I just... Marble block? You think that's marble? It has a weird texture to it. Like a weird... I don't know how to describe that. Slate? Well, we do see something similar to slate, but I think we're going to talk about that in a little bit once we get to the Warden. We do see a new block that does vaguely resemble slate. It does look like slate.
Put it into Minecraft works quite well. And of course there's some mechanics surrounding this, so you can see that someone destroyed the block up the top, and so the dripstone fell down. And also, unfortunately for this zombie here, if you fall on...
No, that's not dripstone. Someone said that was dripstone. No, this is dripstone.
Destroyed the block up the top, and so the dripstone fell down. And also, unfortunately for this zombie here, if you fall on these dripstones, you will get hurt.
Poor zombie.
Make sure you guys click that
another
subscribe button
interesting
too. We're gonna have a
mechanic in the
lot
dripstone
more
caves.
Yes, so maybe you saw in the video
cave
that,
and cliffs
like, from
content
the
these next few
stalactites,
days,
you could
okay?
see that it was like dripping water.
A
So
ton of
actually,
new
if you put the
content.
cauldron under a
All
stalactite...
right, one second. I gotta read this. Let me just take a screenshot too. Also, follow the Discord, guys. We've been talking about Minecraft 1.17 non-stop since yesterday on Discord, so follow the Discord as well. Okay, so in this picture, grow from ceilings down, water drops, stalactites, dripstone, stalagmites, grows from the ground up. Nicely grouped, different sizes. Stalagmite might reach the ceiling. Stalactite, hang on tight so they don't fall down. Okay. That's a cool way to remember it, I guess. One second, guys. I gotta open chat again. My setup is so, like, not good. Stealth, do you even know Doodle God? I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. Can you grow them? I have a feeling maybe they only grow in caves, but I'm not sure yet, to be honest. I don't know.
Will fill up with water, so it's renewable water.
And how do you remember?
What if
which
they
is
added new bats, like fruit bats or something? Right? We got fruit in the caves. If we have fruit in the caves, does that mean we're getting new bats?
And stalagmites.
Well, that's a very good question. It has been very tricky to remember that, but I think I learned.
Hello.
So we actually, yeah, it's hold on tight to stalactite. I was going to say the wrong one. It's yeah. So stalactite is in the roof, and stalagmite is on the floor.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Biglin's here.
All of us.
Yeah, for a long time, like even.
And you have something really amazing in this update for the sort of redstone engineers out there.
Yes, so we've actually been thinking about this redstone block.
If you guys didn't catch out today's video, definitely check it out if you want to know more about the Warden. King B Dogs answered one of my questions about the Warden, and talked about it in today's video. Okay, so one of my moderators, if you guys can link it in the chat. But yeah, we talk about the Warden.
The Deep Dark, a new biome at the deepest depths of the world. We're not going to talk about this biome too much today, but we are going to show some of the blocks and maybe later a mob that comes from it. So if we look at the video, we can actually see that it's basically this growth. And this is called the Skulk
Warden kind of thick, okay,
and
buddy.
One of the blocks is called the Skulk sensor. This is the new redstone block. As you can see, when you place or destroy a block, or if you have footsteps, it'll actually detect the vibrations around and then emit a redstone
Welcome to the
signal.
chat for those of you who are new.
So this is going to be very interesting for redstone players. We even have a mechanic around it where you can actually use wool with wool occlusion to essentially prevent signals from being able to get into the Skulk sensor. So let's take a look at that now.
I'm not really good
and
with
as you can see
redstone,
here,
so
I walked next to the Skulk sensor,
like,
and it's actually kind of doing an infinite loop where the piston is causing a
never been
vibration,
good with redstone.
and then it's activating the Skulk sensor and going over and over again. But here, I've actually put a wool block in between the piston, which prevents the signal from going to the Skulk sensor. This can allow you to even do sort of directional Skulk sensors where you can put wool blocks on each side and only allow it to detect vibrations in front of it. And vibrations can be so many different things. You know, it can be a snowball hit, it could be an arrow, it could be footsteps, it could be blocks, anything.
You think the new block is slate?
Cool.
Yeah.
And another thing, we had a bit of an happy accident with this because we realized that we get wireless redstone thanks to the Skulk sensor.
Yes.
So, and we didn't even plan to add it, but then when we started playtesting, we're like, wait, we got wireless redstone, and that's so exciting, and, well, you can just build so many cool things with that. It's gonna be exciting to see.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a new video tomorrow talking about everything they didn't really announce.
To make sure this feels great for everyone.
But we can
Absolutely.
see it.
I think because this is such a unique mechanic, we really want to make sure that we get it right. And, you know, we love the redstone community and we want to make sure that we do it right. So any feedback you have, any ideas?
I think this is cool, man. I don't really know much about redstone, so I'm definitely ignorant when it comes to redstone. But I think this is exactly what I've been talking about right here. Is how much Mojang cares about the community, because they're trying to cover all grounds. They're trying to cover building, they're trying to cover PvP, they're trying to cover redstone, they're trying to cover like adventures and discovery with architecture or archaeology, excuse me. So like clearly Mojang is trying to make a game for everybody, and they're trying to do something where they really want to make sure that everybody that does play Minecraft has something to do. And this is why Minecraft is my favorite game. Period. Like, this is why I love Mojang. Because they didn't have to make an update that includes everything, you know? But they did anyways.
Send it to us, and we will work with you to make this the best block that it can be.
And now, we said there's another mob coming later, but I think it's time for a new mob coming to the Caves and Cliffs update.
It is. And this is a very scary mob. And it lives in the deepest of the underground, in the deep dark. And this is a very dark place. And the cool thing is that this mob is very well adapted to the environment. So it can't see anything. So it's the first blind mob in Minecraft. And that's very interesting because it gives such interesting mechanics. So instead, it will react to vibrations, just like the Skulk sensor block. So if you aren't very careful when you walk around in the deep dark, you might upset that mob.
Yeah, with this mob, we really wanted to make sure that we kind of recaptured that feeling of the first night of Minecraft. And we can often forget that Minecraft can be a pretty scary game. So we wanted to make sure that we could kind of go back to that. I mean, caves can be scary. They're dark. And all I'm going to say is that when you go into the deep dark, I want to make sure that you're very quiet and watch closely for the Warden.
The Warden. Okay, bam. Right off the bat. Right here. This is what I was talking about earlier. We were talking about slate earlier. And I think that's what this is right here. It's clearly a new block. It's hard to see because of the quality. It's not like an actual picture, so we don't really see every single detail. There it is. Okay. That's probably a little bit better. That's probably the best look we're gonna get at this new block. So I don't know the name of this block. I don't know what it's made of or whatever. But it is a new block for sure. And it does have that that layered look to it that slate would have, layers, you know? Another interesting thing I just realized about the Deep Dark compared to all the other caves we saw, except maybe the Lush cave, is that this feels a little bit more enclosed. It feels tighter than the other caves. There's not much room. And I don't know if that's intentional or if this is just for, to showcase this new biome. But it feels very it feels like an entrance to something. It feels like either an entrance or this is a layer. One or the other. It's below Y0. Okay, so we did talk about this in today's video, but we got candles. I don't know why. Maybe they forgot to talk about that because they only got so much time during the event itself. But in my opinion, candles is a really big deal. Candles is a pretty big feature. I just realized too, this is actually the first time I've noticed this. There's two types of candles. We have two different types of candles. We got white candles over here. And then we got black candles on the right side. I literally just noticed that. So we got white candles and black candles. Like, this is... Let me screenshot this. This is a pretty big deal, right? Because even if you compare it to the last update with lanterns, like, or soul lanterns, that had its own, like, small little update during a snapshot. Like, they actually made, like, I feel like every update they introduce a new light source, and lanterns had like a lot of coverage, just lanterns in general. And now that we're getting candles, it really does change a lot of things for builders. Like, I'm a builder, and I feel like this is really cool. And you can see more candles in the back, y'all. Like right there where my mouse is moving, right here. There's more candles back there. Dyeable candles. Wax for candles could come from bees. That's a good point. So I'm actually curious though, if they... See, I don't know. This is really confusing because they have candles here. They don't discuss this at all, right? They don't talk about candles at all. But they're showcasing candles here, and it makes me wonder, can you only get these candles in the deep dark biome, or are we going to be able to craft them? Right? Can we craft them? Or is this like one of those items that you can only find in the deep dark? Similar to what, bells? You can't craft bells, right? You can only find them in villages, right? Am I wrong? Am I right or am I wrong? I remember saddles used to be like that. You used to not be able to craft saddles, and I think you can craft saddles now. But anyways, can you craft saddles or no? Yeah, maybe you can only find saddles, or not saddles, candles in the deep dark. Welcome to the channel. So yeah, maybe you can't craft candles at all. Okay, bam. Okay, there's something I want to discuss really quick that I didn't really discuss in today's video, but I do want to talk about it with you guys really quick. And that's the chest, right? You see how the chest is sort of pulsating? You see how, like, it glows on and off, like it's pulsating? 1 second. Oh, okay, so the sound is coming from the chest, I just realized as well. That's where the noise is coming from, is the chest. Huh. I didn't notice that earlier, to be honest. The noise is coming from the chest. Wow, that's really creepy. That is creepy. Look at that. Okay. Wow. Guys. Look at the chest right now. What does that look like to you? What does that look like to you? Wow. That is really creepy. Bro, those are souls. That's like a ghost, man. Those are souls. It has souls. That's a soul. That's exactly what it is. That's a soul. You see the face and the eyes right there. Exactly. No, those are souls. Wow. Mind blown right there. Like my mind just, wow. That's sick. That is so creepy. I honestly wish that we got gameplay footage without the light. I want to see what it looks like without the torches. Like I want to see what this looks like without all the light, to be honest. I would have preferred less light. Wow, okay, that happens really fast. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pause this, but I'm gonna try my best here. It happens, you guys gotta pay attention because it happens right when he throws the snowball. Watch what happens. Oops. We gotta back up. Right when he throws the snowball. Bam, you see that? What is that thing? What is that? It's... As he throws the snowball, this particle... Oh my gosh, that's a better look at the soul. There's souls in his chest right there. But as he throws the snowball, this glowing particle emits from the ground, and it heads towards... Like, it... I don't know how to describe this. And, okay. So I'm guessing that's like the sound wave or something that he picks up. Right? This is crazy. I feel like I'm learning a lot today. It's so many things I'm noticing right now. It's the vibration. That's so creepy, though. And then he turns around immediately. Like, immediately he turns around. Oh, wow. Wow. Look at that. So, as King B Dogs, the person playing right now, as he moves around more, you can see more vibrations heading toward the Warden. Like, watch this. You see all these, like, green particles heading towards the Warden? The more he moves, the more of these particles heads towards the Warden. And bam! Wow. Just like that. Look how fast he moves. Wow. So fast, man. This is actually frightening. The reason this is like really frightening, the reason this is really terrifying, right, is because like this is clearly the size of an iron golem, if not bigger, right? So you're talking about something the size of an iron golem chasing you as fast as like maybe a fox, you know? Like this thing is like, can you imagine something as big and more powerful than an iron golem, but as fast as a fox? And then you're dead in 2 hits, right? You're dead in 2 hits, and that's it. Your stuff is gone. Wow. Wow. Okay, let's not focus. I don't want to focus so much on that because we already know about that. I want to focus on the surrounding area, which is really hard to see, guys. I know it's very difficult to see, but this is our only look at the deep dark. And it's very dark. This is our only look at the deep dark. Right now. And it's really, like, the quality isn't the best. The lighting isn't that great either. But you can tell from back here where they lit up the blocks that it continues to go down more. So this isn't the very bottom like some of you guys were suggesting or assuming. It continues to go further down. So I'm actually curious. Is there only one warden or are there multiple wardens? And I think that's something worth thinking about. Because if you're talking about a biome that has multiple wardens that can kill you in 2 hits with netherite gear, like, this clearly isn't a place for beginners or even maybe like seasoned players, you know? This is it's definitely like a place that they, from what I'm gathering, from what the way they're describing this place, they do not want you moving around fast. They do not want you moving around fast. Yeah, it goes really far down. Oh, wait, 1 second. We had another look at the deep. I gotta pause it really fast, though. It's not that good of a look, unfortunately. Okay. Yeah. It's a pretty big biome. Originally, what I said was I thought it was like a confined area, but it opens up more. So I guess that's a good thing if you're trying to run away. But can you run away from this thing? Like... I don't think Mojang wants you to escape this mob. That's my opinion. That's from what I'm gathering from everything. I don't think they want you to escape from this thing. I think they want you to be sneaky, and that's why they're showing you this. They chose to like showcase King Bee dogs with netherite gear because they know it's the strongest gear. So, one important thing to note, and if you watched my video today, then you probably know what I'm about to say. But this is not a boss. Wow. The Warden is not a boss. And the reason that's important is because it tells you what their expectations are of this mob. They don't necessarily anticipate or expect people to defeat this thing. Because if they did, they would have made it a boss, and it's not a boss. It's more of an entity in the game. So for people that have played like RPG games before, if you have a history with maybe, I don't know, Resident Evil or Final Fantasy or Dragon's Dogma, or, you know, a bunch of RPG games that have bosses that are so difficult and challenging, you might never defeat it, like Dark Souls. There are like mobs, or not mobs, there are entities in a game that are so strong, so powerful that some people will never defeat them. Most people will never defeat them. And this gives off that same energy.
What did we just see?
It's a very different mob. I'm really excited for this because not only is it trying to be scary, it's, you know, we had to keep a balance to it. It was very challenging to design a mob like this. Another thing that's really important to note is in that video, I was wearing full netherite
maybe they don't
armor,
want you to beat this
so
thing.
it's very powerful. You
That's a
definitely want to watch
dangerous
out.
mob.
Yeah.
Which I think also is such an interesting gameplay, because like if you want to, you can avoid it.
I
but
still
then
need
you
to beat The Witcher
really
3,
be
by
careful,
the way.
Like sneak all the time to not make like any kind of
I
movement.
will one
that
day.
it
I'm gonna
would
beat The
take.
Witcher 3
But
one
that's
day.
a lot of fun, and it's like feels scary, but in the good way.
And you wanted to kind of take everyone back to that.
Can we get a Warden emote for Discord? You're gonna have to hit up Anime. She's like the emote queen. So I hope we can get a Warden emote on Discord. We'll see.
First night experience with the Warden.
Absolutely. I mean, I had such an amazing experience when I first played Minecraft. Like, it was terrifying listening to zombies underneath my house and in the caves, and hopefully we can bring that back to players, but, you know, 10 years later.
Yeah. But that would be just amazing, because you hear so many.
Can we just do one thing really quick? If you have Twitter, just say like thank you to King B Dogs, because he hasn't even been a part of Mojang for like a year yet, and he's already introduced some of the best mobs ever. He's already done so much with this game, and he's only been a part of Mojang for less than a year, maybe like 8 months, if that. So if you follow King B Dog, say Stealth Army loves you, okay? Because like he's the best, man. He's honestly one of the coolest developers I know. And I'm very thankful he's a part of Mojang. I love the Strider. The Strider's like one of my favorite mobs, and it's thanks to this guy, so he's awesome.
The zombies underneath my house and in the caves.
Hey, Quest.
Hopefully we can bring that back to players, but, you know, 10 years later.
Yeah. But that would be just amazing, because you hear so many lovely first night stories. It's such a big thing, and I mean, I'm also very fond of my first night in Minecraft, so we hope to give that experience again.
But you really balance sort of the look of it. It's like it's almost cute, but also really, really terrifying. How did you decide?
Yeah. We actually worked a lot on how does scariness look in Minecraft?
All right, you guys know the routine. I gotta read this. All right, Reese, you have a good night. Wait a second. Vibrations stimulate their ears. Big scale, bigger than players, so it feels scary. Different ear shape ideas. Cute and terrifying. Friends with bunnies? What? It says idea A, friends with bunnies, question mark. Can you imagine? Oh, here's a better look, right? Those are souls right there. This is actually a better look at the chest. So that's actually, wow. Think about it this way, guys. And it really does give off a very menacing, sinister, like, energy. The noise coming from the Warden is actually coming from the lost souls. That is actually terrifying. The noise coming from the Warden is actually coming from the lost souls. Like, wow. Wow. That's pretty dark.
We wanted to be very scary, and we didn't want to take away from the scariness, but we felt, let's add
So,
some
like, the souls are
derpiness to
screaming
it.
for
So
help.
it's like a mix. So, for example, we added the mouth. I love the mouth. And some actually reacted like, oh, it's so cute, which I think it's more scary, but I think we find like the perfect balance.
We know you've waited a long time for this update, and if you thought the first set of features for the caves were awesome, it's time for even more awesomeness. Agnes and Near from the Vanilla Minecraft gameplay team are here to tell us what else is coming to the Caves and the Cliffs update. Hello, welcome.
What up, gamer player?
Hey.
And shout out to everybody
How
for
does it
liking.
feel?
Thank you guys so much.
So amazing.
Make sure you join the stealth army.
It's
Click
so
that
awesome
subscribe
to finally
button.
be able to share that with everyone.
Yes, it feels great, and we have, looked a bit at tweets during the break, and
We have some more tweets.
We have more tweets.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna skip this.
Craft, and then you described that to Agnes and I, and we both were like,
Yeah.
we've never heard that, and it's so cool.
It's so
It's
beautiful.
Amazing.
absolutely
amazing.
beautiful. So in this update, you've been really looking at like filling out the caves even more.
Yes.
When do I think we'll be getting snapshots for 1.17? Next year. Next year.
Even more things to show. And in
Not this year.
the things we showed so far, it's a lot about like improving the journey underground. But of course, we also want to add like new things to find, like new resources. And one of them are crystals.
Amethyst. Oh my gosh, guys. Any Terraria people here? Like, people, a lot of people call me crazy sometimes because I talk about all these things that I wish would come to Minecraft. And they always say, that sounds like a mod stealth. Like, that's a mod, bro. And then, like, they do this. We've been talking about Amethyst coming to Minecraft, possibly coming to Minecraft for years now. And to finally see it in the game, vanilla Minecraft, like it looks really good. First of all, like, it looks really nice. I love it. It definitely shows the direction that Minecraft is heading. The willingness to introduce new items and ores. You know? This is really cool. This is a really nice look too at crystals right here. Screenshot. It's really beautiful. And who knows, you know, they might we might have other they might introduce something else that we can craft with Amethyst, but as of right now, we got the telescope, so. But I am curious if we'll be able to craft more things with the Amethyst. Like Terraria, exactly, bro. I'm glad my Terraria people know what's up.
They're so
Terraria,
beautiful.
I love that game.
Yes, that the moment you turn the corner and you see that glowing thing, that's so,
Yeah.
it's just...
How many hits do you think it would take for the Warden to kill the player in full protection? Probably, okay, so without enchantments on netherite gear, 2 hits. With enchantments, maybe 3. Is what I'm thinking. 3 hits, if that. 3 hits. Probably still 2 hits, to be honest. It'd be close. It would be close.
incredible.
The atmosphere in the crystal geode,
Yes.
it's like mystical. Yeah, they're so pretty. And we were thinking a lot about like what is the purpose for crystals in Minecraft? And one thing is like they should have a use, and we will talk more about one of the usages soon. But the other thing is
Wait.
just adding a lot to the experience of exploring. And we want them a lot to the experience of exploring.
This is what I
Other
do all the
thing
time,
is a lot
guys,
about
as a
just
YouTuber. I do this
adding
all the
a
time.
lot. One thing is like they should have a use, and we will talk more about one of the usages soon. But the
One of the uses. She said one of the uses.
other thing is a lot about just adding a lot to the experience of exploring.
One of the uses.
And we want them to be quite rare.
Interesting.
So when you find them, it's really gonna be like magical, because they're just beautiful. And you know, when you walk on the crystals, you hear the sounds.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's just, we talked before about the pillar of Underground of Marvel. And I feel they're just the perfect feature for that sort of pillar,
Yeah.
right?
But you can't just take them with you.
Right, so
You
you
can see a
can
new
break
block
the
on
crystal
the side of the
plant
crystal.
we
No, I'm
saw
pretty
in
sure
the
they talk
video,
about
but
that block.
They actually grow from a very special block. and that block is unobtainable. It's sort of like you think about spawners, right? You cannot just take it and put it in your base. It makes you go and build farms all around your world, and that also encourages you to create tunnels between them and find out ways of transferring those items from place to place. And I just love those sort of features. That
how many hits do I think it would take to kill the Warden? I don't know. I don't know. With sharpness 5, who knows, man. Health is something they could adjust so fast. You know, they can change the health way before, you know, it's ever released. Well before it's ever released. So they could play around with the health of the Warden for quite some time. It's hard to say.
Encourage other gameplay in the game.
As an explorer myself, I'm very excited about finding all of these.
20 hits,
and
man.
You mentioned a usefulness to them.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So from those crystal plants,
join the Discord, guys. We'll be talking about Minecraft.
And you can actually use them to craft the
the next updates and stuff on there for sure. I'll say this. Out of all the features that we saw, that I saw, or that they showcased during Minecraft Live, this one threw me off the most because I don't know, like when it comes to telescopes, it's one of those features I never really thought about, I guess. That's why it was so surprising. I never thought about a telescope in Minecraft. But the more I see it in action, I really do like it. I like the telescope.
Amazing.
It is. It's such a useful item. Super cool.
It's very useful.
The cool thing is that, so yes, you use the crystal shards to craft them, but you also need something more, and that's also a new thing that we added.
I know a lot of people keep asking about snapshots and betas, y'all, but they already said that caves and cliffs will come out later next year toward the summertime. So we're not going to see any betas or any snapshots for 1.17 until 2021. I know that's not what people want to hear, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of clickbait videos in the meantime from a lot of creators, but the facts remain that 1.17 isn't coming out this year. So who knows? They said several times that they want to be able to take their time with this update and add a lot of things that we want to see. So I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. If they want to take their time with this update and make it the best update ever, then that's going to take some time, clearly, you know?
It's copper.
That's amazing.
Yes, it's new ore. And you saw the copper ore in the video. And a very interesting thing with the copper ore is that it generates in a different way. So normal ores often generate like an ore blob, but copper is different. So imagine that you are out mining and you see copper ore. So you're like, okay, I'm gonna mine the copper. And then you see some stone. It's like, they look a bit different. So you continue to mine. And then you find another copper ore. And you probably go like, okay, I think I found a copper vein. So we're actually adding ore veins to Minecraft. And like, they really add so much to mining. It gets so interesting because it's kind of like following a trace when you mine. And they tie so well to the pillar we have about adding strategy to mining.
Yeah.
Wow. Like, that's really impressive. Like, the fact that they thought of something like that when mining is essentially the oldest element, the oldest aspect for Minecraft. You know, it is Minecraft. for them to think of ways to make mining more strategical, more intuitive. I don't know the right word, but clearly their focus is not only on the caves, but advancing mining and making it something that makes sense when you're actually mining instead of just it being random. And I think that's really cool. For them to actually talk about that, it lets you know that their focus isn't just caves, but improving mining. And I think that's great. Not even just for copper, but maybe, you know, even finding diamonds might be simpler now, or finding gold or emeralds. Maybe it'll be a lot simpler to find ores in general.
It's amazing, and you've personally wanted copper in the game since you start, maybe before you started.
Yeah,
you mentioned it once or twice.
well, maybe a few times, but yes. So I think I got inspired by the pretty copper roofs in Stockholm, and they are all green because we have so many like old.
You said, who do I think would win in a fight, Iron Golem or Warden? Yo, the Warden could defeat 10 Iron Golems. Warden would hands down the Warden would fold the Iron Golem. Literally fold the Iron Golem.
Buildings here, and we've actually added that
Iron
mechanic
Golem
to
isn't
Minecraft
even gonna
as well.
scratch.
So, you know, if you place
the
a
Warden.
copper block, it will first be orange, but after a while, a pretty long time, it will turn green. And it's something, I think it's so cool, because it actually adds history to Minecraft. Because, for example, if you have a really old Minecraft world, then you can see on like a house and like, oh, the roof turned all green, and then you know that that house has been there for a really long time.
Iron Golem is not doing anything to the Warden. I feel like any mob that can fit in the cave, meaning like if it's small enough to fit in that cave where the Warden is, the Warden would defeat it. Any mob, Ravager, Wither Boss if it didn't fly, even possibly like the Ender Dragon if it could fit in there. Like any mob that can fit in that cave where the Warden is, I feel like would lose.
And copper won't only be used for the telescope. You actually have another really cool thing that you'll be able to craft with it.
Yeah. So Jens talked a bit before about these design principles that we have in Minecraft. And one of them is that if something bad happens, the player either caused it or it has a way to sort of avoid it. And one of those exceptions, for example, is lightning striking. Now, some people like to build wooden roofs in Minecraft. Some even build wall roofs.
Looking at me,
Right.
it's not at all like the grandest castle in my realm actually has a roof fully built of wool.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
No,
but
we did get some fires.
yeah, so to try to help the players with that, we are introducing the lightning rod.
This is another feature that threw me off. The reason it threw me off is because I don't think I've ever had lightning strike my roof before. So when they pointed that out, I thought that was like, okay, well, I didn't even know that really happened, to be honest. Like, it didn't seem like that was a very widespread issue, like roofs catching on fire due to lightning. So this feature definitely surprised me just as much as the telescope. Not in a bad way, of course. None of this is bad. But in more of like, wow, I never thought I needed that until you showed this. Like, that type of surprise and shock. Yeah, my roof has never caught on fire. I use wood all the time. I've used wool plenty of times. Yeah, I've never had a roof catch on fire before due to lightning.
That is very
It's so
useful
rare in
for all
Minecraft.
the
Yeah, super rare.
roofs out there.
Lightning strike,
I think
yeah,
this
that's
is
super
a
rare.
problem that happened to a lot of our players. Even personally,
Too bad you can't harness the lightning. I think that would have been even like a better idea, being able to harness lightning, similar to channeling, except with a lightning rod. Like, for instance, maybe if you have a lightning rod connected to your furnace, you can cook food for you can cook like 100 pork chops or 100 steak. You know, if you have a lightning rod connected to your blast furnace, then you can cook like 100, or not cook, but smelt like hundreds of ingots and stuff. I think that would have been like a better idea, maybe.
This peaceful game that I played with my partner, and it wasn't peaceful, and we went out and we were like looking at animals, collecting a few animals to our base, and we came back and our house was gone. And I was quite confused, because I consider myself to be someone who knows a bit about Minecraft, and there are no creepers, there are no endermen, so what happened? We figured that probably a lightning strike hit and burned down the house, and we were quite traumatized because we were not prepared for this. So I think this lightning rod is really going to help with that.
Yeah, now you don't have to worry about that problem anymore.
No, I don't place
like I said, it's never happened to me before. I've been playing Minecraft for about 8 years.
Now, you've introduced a lot of things
It seems like it's almost as rare, if not more rare, than a supercharged creeper without channeling. That's how rare this seems like, this occurrence, right?
And players already have a lot of trouble with their inventory and the amount of items, but you have an idea for that.
Yes. So as you know, we keep adding new blocks and new items all the time, and that do create a bit of an inventory problem. And we're aware of that, and we have actually been thinking quite a lot how we can solve it, because we want to have like good gameplay solutions. We want it to be balanced, and we actually have an item in this update that will be really helpful, and it's the bundles.
Okay. Wow. I feel like I'm watching this for the first time again, to be honest. Because there's so much I'm noticing that I didn't notice before, I guess, right? There's so much going on. There's so many new features. But, okay, let's talk about the bundles. Because this is sort of low-key one of the biggest features in Minecraft. Or in this update, low-key. It's a new way to organize and store items. Because they realized how much of a problem this was. So it's a new way to store and organize, which is really interesting. I honestly, I thought we were going to get a backpack, because a backpack is one of those ideas that's currently under review on feedback. So I was expecting like the next storage item to be a backpack in Minecraft, but instead they decided to do something that organizes, well, it clusters your items together. It clusters. And look how fast you can do it too. That's really unique. So you can choose, okay, that's something I just noticed. You can choose to either individually put the items in the bundle, or you can get the bundle and you can put it over the items. Wow. I feel like there's so much I'm noticing that I didn't notice yesterday. Backpack squad. Can you put a bundle in a bundle? Very cool. This is going to be very helpful for me because I'm terribly disorganized. Like, I am so disorganized, it's not even funny. I got shulker boxes, I got ender chests. In my opinion, my ender chest is still my favorite item. I wish we could combine ender chest to make like a large ender chest. I wish I could have a huge ender chest. Ender chest plus +1 or something. I don't know, +2. I love the ender chest, y'all. It's my favorite, one of my favorite items.
Bundles.
Yeah, this is awesome. It's such an elegant solution as well, and I love it. I think we spend a lot of time talking about the inventory problem, and I think one of the biggest
welcome to the stream, guys.
Was that this is not
sorry if I'm not
actually
looking at
one
chat as
problem.
much. Actually, I got chat pulled up on my phone so we can look
For example,
at the stream full size.
hotbar management is one problem. Getting a lot of blocks for your huge build somewhere, that's like something the shulkers help with. But I think there is a third sub-problems where every time you leave your base to go exploring somewhere, your inventory keeps getting full of junk. Like, this lot just has 2 flowers. This lot has just 1 seed, right? And I think the bundles are really going to help with that problem.
Yes. So the thing with the bundle is that you can place many different kinds of items in one bundle. So many different kinds of items in one inventory slot. So for example, I can take these 2 flowers and 1 seed and put them in one bundle. It's great.
And you can kind of use them like presents too.
Oh yes, I'm so excited about seeing what players do them in like shopping district, right? You can have the bundle of the day, which has a bunch of things with it, or you can have secret bundles where you have 3 of them in a chest, but you get a random one. I think it's really going to be cool.
Never thought of it that way. That's actually pretty cool. This is going to be very big for servers, right? Bundles, bundle of the day. They just pointed it out. This goes well beyond survival at this point. This is going to be huge for servers, for mini games, for map builders. Like, they really thought of everything here. Except tameable dragons, right? I'm still waiting on my tameable dragons, but maybe next year, guys. They really thought of everything.
If your friend has a birthday, you can put like your prettiest item in the bundle because it looks like a gift wrapper, and then you can give it to your friend.
That's so cool.
No, I'm not in
We've
I'm
talked
not in
so
California.
much today on the like really game
Washington.
design side, but how do you work on the art side?
We actually have a very close collaboration with the art team, and it's great.
So my job is basically to get an abstract idea.
Building block for people's imagination, right? So
wait, that's Jasper?
I'm gonna make 50 iterations of one block because I want to make it right. Every block is like a building block for
Yo, I didn't know that was Jasper.
people's imagination, right? So I try to like pour a lot of love in each block to make sure that people can create what they want.
So I think my favorite thing about the Minecraft look is
Like, people have been waiting for this for so long, and we're finally gonna do it.
I hope that the community is really happy about it.
You sort of throw one idea to the air, and he draws something, and you're like, oh, what is that white thing in your drawing? I didn't even think about it, and it starts so many awesome ideas going. And we even integrated into our prototype process, and actually, I think until I saw those sketches by the art team, I didn't really understand what archaeology in Minecraft even means.
Archaeology?
Yes, so we're actually adding a new system called the archaeology system. In this system, you're basically going to find these excavation sites all throughout
This definitely caught me off guard. The archaeological excavations. That's a mouthful. Wow, I feel like I've been saying that a lot today. Like, this threw me off. Half of what they showcased threw me off, and I knew about this since Tuesday. So that just lets you know, like, how all over the place my brain has been. Like, we're getting so much content, guys. They're giving us so much in this update. So I get why it's gonna take them a while. Still, how many hits do you think it would take to kill the Warden? I don't know, man. They haven't talked about health yet, so it's like impossible to say. A Warden mounted Ravager.
This new tool called the brush that is gonna help you uncover.
Whoa, time out. Time out. We just saw a new feature.
That is gonna help you uncover the
we just saw a new feature
throughout your world. And you can.
There's two kinds of brushes right here.
Make this new tool.
Or you can dye your brush. One or the other.
Called the brush that is gonna help you uncover the mysteries of all these dig sites.
Which means
so
you
come
can
to one
craft
of these
them.
ancient structures, and you can sort of use the brush to clear away some of the rubble that may have collapsed in those structures. And
another new feature that hasn't really been discussed. So, yeah, we got half slabs for gravel, apparently. I don't know how this is gonna work, guys. To be honest, this whole feature right here sort of confuses me a little bit. It doesn't make sense to me. It's either a new mechanic, right? It's either a brand new mechanic or it's a brand new block. Either when you're brushing something, it creates a half slab, or you're partially destroying a block until it's fully destroyed. I'm confused. I don't know. I wish they explained it better.
Sometimes
gravel slabs.
You might even find something shiny inside them.
Look how... That's like a quarter of a slab right there, or half a slab right there.
But, and this is important, if you are not careful enough, like in real life, you can destroy that artifact. And when that artifact is gone, that artifact and all the secrets it held are gone forever. But if you're careful enough, if you take your time and you're deliberate, you can get some of those hidden artifacts. And for example, here we got a ceramic shard, which is basically how whoever lived here used to tell and pass on their stories.
I love the story sides of the archaeology, because we often talk about that we want to deepen the mystery in Minecraft. And when you find these hidden artifacts, you kind of find like connections and hints. And we will never tell the full story, but
this is really cool.
Inspire the players to tell their own.
You see, I wish we had... This is really cool because we don't know what else we'll be able to find through archaeology. They just showcased a couple of the items that we'll be able to get, like diamonds, emeralds, and these like clay fragments or whatever they're called. But we don't know everything that we're gonna be able to get from archaeology, and I think that's really, really exciting. That's really cool, guys. Like archaeology, wow.
Stories about their own Minecraft worlds.
I'm just a little concerned though. I'm a little concerned because I don't know how rare these are gonna be. Like, are they gonna be as rare as Woodland Mansions? Like how common are these things gonna be?
I think it's going to be really exciting to see what players
these
do
archaeology
with them. For example,
sites.
Here we see
are they going to be common, or are they going to be extremely rare to the point where we'll never see
all
them?
The different clues he finds, right, and try to preserve whatever was down here, and he can compare what we found with whatever new thing, and sort of try to connect.
So you don't think
pieces,
it's a new block,
right?
then, is what you're saying? You think it's an animation
connected in a clay pot, actually, trying to reconstruct them back. And you can create that however you like. You can create your own stories or try to guess how those pieces used to connect.
We don't have.
Yeah. It's also
we don't have enough information then, clearly, because they don't really talk about they don't talk about it, right? They just show the block. They show the brush in action. They don't necessarily mention anything about what's happening with the block itself. They just talk about the brush. I don't know, man. This is all like really interesting
with
stuff.
These new pots, because you can put the shards in any way you want.
Exactly, and when you're pleased with your creation,
don't forget
you
to click
can
that
fire
subscribe button, guys.
You have your
a
own
ton of Caves and Cliffs content
pretty.
on the way.
So near. Is
within the
this
next few
programmer
days.
art still?
Yeah, the art we're seeing is still work in progress. But I personally like the dragon. I think it's cute.
Yeah, it didn't say programmer art isn't pretty.
Yeah, you know, the problem is the artists are way too good.
Yeah.
Right? They just make us look bad. I don't know.
Archaeology is amazing. I mean, the excavation site is so incredible.
I'm so excited about this. I've spent a lot of time about it, and I actually got to do a lot of awesome conversations with actual archaeologists from all around the world, and it's been. Honestly, I sort of feel like I got so passionate about it myself that their passion sort of stuck to me, and it was so amazing to learn more about this, and I'm really excited to see where it goes from here.
That's so cool.
And you have a dev diary coming
I
out
love
on
seeing how happy developers get talking about new features. Like, for some reason, when people are happy talking about certain things, it makes me happy. It's very contagious. Like, it's a very contagious thing. So, it only gets me more excited for 1.17. And hopefully you guys can feel that energy through my content as well. I think this is like a very exciting time to be a Minecrafter, a very exciting time to be a gamer, and yeah, I just can't wait, guys. This is awesome.
YouTube channel where you kind of explore all of the archaeology even more.
Yeah, it's honestly really, really exciting. So I had so much fun with this, and I learned so much that I decided that it can't stop with me. So we're gonna do a dev diary when we're actually gonna talk to those archaeologists. And actually, we might even get to visit some interesting locations.
That is amazing. Well, it feels very sad, but we're almost out of time. But we've been hinting at a new mob, like over the course of the show, like 3 or 4 times. So are you going to tell us about it now,
Yes,
please?
now we're gonna tell
This
you.
is what you guys, okay. I already mentioned this, I think, yesterday. But out of everything we've seen, this was probably the most difficult feature for me to, like, keep to myself. Even though I kept everything to myself. But this feature right here was so difficult for me to keep to myself because when I get really excited, like really happy and energetic, it's hard for me to contain that energy and that enthusiasm and excitement. So trying to pretend like, or trying to act like I didn't know anything, I think I did a good job. I think I did a great job, actually.
This predator you will ever meet.
Okay, so I talked about this in today's video, but there are going to be different variations, different textures for these creatures. So it's not just going to be pink, but there's also yellow, there's brown, there's green, there's, I think, white.
I feel like there's only one sound I can make after seeing that, which is like...
So cute.
It's so adorable. The axolotls.
How did you decide on axolotls?
So when we add a new mob to Minecraft, we really wanted to have like its own unique character. We wanted to have purpose. And it's also a very good thing if it happens to be ugly cute. And the axolotl is perfect. It has all of these things. Well, I guess on the ugly cuteness, it might be quite a big emphasis on the cute side, but still. And we actually had a brainstorm in the team. So we were like, okay, we're gonna add goats, but we want to add another animal.
Hello,
and
welcome
then
to the
one
stream,
of the
guys.
developers posted like a big picture of an axolotl, and we all went like, yes.
Yes, this right
Perfect.
now.
It's like the definition of ugly cute. It's like made for Minecraft.
Perfect.
And then we also found out that axolotls are endangered in the real world, and we think it's good to add endangered animals to Minecraft to create awareness around that. So that's also a good thing.
Like with the bees.
Yes, like with the bees last year, for example.
So I also talk about this I also talk about this in my video today, how like their stance on endangered animals has been very inconsistent over the past few years, even dating way back before like they introduced polar bears, right? So it's been a long time, but I feel like when it comes to endangered animals, they've been quite selective on the animals they decide to add, because we do have endangered animals in Minecraft, and we've had plenty of them over the past 6 or 7 years. But then there's some animals that they say they won't add because they're endangered, right? I think a prime example are sharks. And I talk about it in today's video, but yeah, a little confusing.
But yeah, so the axolotls, as you saw in the video, they live in the lush caves and they really add a lot of life to the lush caves. And there's also a bucket of axolotl.
I didn't think it could get
Look,
cuter,
I know.
but
That is just so cute. I don't know how to handle it, but it's so cute. So when you're walking around in the lush caves and you see some axolotls, then you can actually scoop them up in your bucket and take them with you. So maybe you build like a pretty aquarium for them in your base, or maybe you bring them to your ocean adventure.
All right, like, this is pretty sick. This is probably one of the coolest clips in the entire stream, in the entire event. This has to be one of the coolest clips ever. Just having a gang of axolotls. Now, I've already counted how many are in this footage because I made a video on it earlier. But this developer has 7 axolotls following him or her to an ocean monument. 7 of them. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Holy cow, 1 second. We just saw a new feature. Well, we saw it in action. Wow, I'm noticing so much. Look, okay, time out. Look at that. There's a pink effect right now on this player. You can see like this pink effect. I don't know if it's what they were talking about earlier where like the axolotls heal the player. So maybe that's what we're seeing right now. But wow, I didn't notice this during the stream, but you can see it now. There's like a pink potion effect, or not a potion, but something is emitting from this player and it looks pink. So more than likely that is the player regenerating somehow with the axolotls.
and now I see why you're calling them the cutest predator you'll ever meet.
Exactly. So when you scoop them up in a bucket, you can actually create your own axolotl army, basically, and charge into the oceans with them, and they will help you fight various, well, they'll attack cute fish as well, but they'll help you fight the drowns and the guardians, and they're actually quite useful when fighting guardians because they have this special ability that whenever they take damage, they sort of play dead. And when they're playing dead, no mob will actually attack them. So they have this time to regen back, help, and then jump back into the fight together with you. And if you learn how to cooperate with them really well, they might even heal you during the battle.
That is so cool.
I wonder what that means, though. Cooperate. What does that mean, though, in terms of gameplay? Cooperate. Is it like... Does that mean, like, as they get, like, accustomed to the player, as they get familiar with the player? Like, after a while, after feeding them food or something, they just... Like, what does cooperate mean? You see, this is why I'm so excited, because there's so much that we don't know, and especially about the axolotls. maybe not hurting them? I'm not sure. Really curious and really interested. We might get more information later. So maybe I'll tweet at Lady Agnes or something. I'll try and see if I can get some more information about the axolotls, because they are really cool.
Well, but okay, so you added these 2 mobs that are like as different as possible with the Warden and the Axolotl.
Yes. So this update is actually a lot about contrast, which is great because it creates like a dramatic player experience, which is so good. So we're like updating the highest heights of Minecraft with the mountains. We're updating like the deepest of the caves. We had this terrifying Warden, the cutest axolotl, and also in the caves, like the lush caves are very light and welcoming, and then the deep dark
If someone had leaked these clips, I would say they were fake.
is super scary and challenging.
I guess we can't forget our little goat in there.
Oh.
It's kind of the in-between.
Yeah, we shouldn't forget the goat.
Cute, terrifying, cute and terrifying. Oh, that's cool. Screenshot.
I guess it's in between. It is still very cute, but in between. No one can be as cute as the axolotl.
No, I don't think so.
Stealth, do they know you? Who? Does who know me? Does who know me? That's everything, guys. That's all the new content. Of course, a lot of things we'll be talking about in the next few videos next week. So definitely make sure you guys click that subscribe button, because I always talk about... I always try and go in more detail during videos, because I feel like I have time to edit and make sure I cover everything. So... But that is Minecraft Live 2017, y'all. Or 2020. 1.17. 2017. Anyways, I just want to say thank you to everybody who came through. It was fun. I think we're getting close to 2 hours, but we can bring this party over to Discord, so feel free to follow the Discord. But I want to say thank you to everybody who subscribed. If you want to become a member, please feel free to do so for exclusive emotes and also game invites. But everything else is down below in the description, guys. Twitter, Instagram, my second channel, all that stuff, okay? All down below. And that's it. Love you guys. Sorry we couldn't chat more. But like I said, I'll be on Discord for a little bit, okay? So have a good night, morning, evening. I'll see you guys later. Bye.